Monday morning, last day of September. It's the 30th. I've got 2 razors to hone. I think you guys might be interested. I hope so. Particularly as I've got 2 stones I haven't used for a while. One is this rather glorious jnat. Yes, it's Martin using a jnat at long last. Yeah, I've had this for some time. I'm not a great lover of jnats. There's so many slurry stones to know about. Anyway, this one is this was bought in actually it was bought in 2022 by me, from Jose, and it's quite a beautiful big stone. So that I'm looking forward to using. I've got some details on it somewhere. Oh, here we are. Yes, this is this is a Nakayama Asagi, supposedly. Anyway, it came with a couple of other little stones to try with it, one of which I might be using today. This is a yellow Nagura, and I've also got a harder base stone, but we'll probably stick to something simple for now. Haven't used it for a while. That's not the point. The point is, also what arrived today, was this fine little Thuringian. Yes. So we've got a Thuringian to try, in other words, the European quality, against a jnat. 2 razors that need honing, one of which is a little tiny bit more work. This one is an absolutely gorgeous Gotta, quite a nice big Sheffield Gotta razor. It's got a slight problem, but very slight, a chip. So I've done the usual trick. I've put the better tape on. This is the heavier grade of tape. This is the Scotch electrician's tape. And I've already found and placed with that little black mark where the nick was. I've already done some work on my King Deluxe stone, the 1000 King Deluxe, which is my house brick. Very coarse stone, works very, very well. Already easy peasy, the nick has gone. So I'm now going to try something else, which is this beautiful little razor. This is a 5/8 Solingen. This is a Horstator, and this is another lovely little razor. I've been very lucky, but this one has got just a rough edge, so I'm not going to put it on the 1000. I'm going to reserve that and work down through the stages. So the usual process was to put it on the stone and to check that the symmetry was correct. I'm very pleased to say it was. So that's your first move. Check on symmetry. So if it's dimensionally correct and your black line has been, your felt tip black line has been removed, and you've got a nice silver line, you know that you've got good geometry. So let's take the good geometry side of it for granted. I should just very gently wipe off and use cold water. Do not use warm water. Warm water will oxidize your steel very quickly. Obviously, if you're using inox steel, stainless steel, it's a different story. So that's now the edge checked. We'll check the other one in just a moment. So I'm quite happy with that. Let's see if I've actually got the apex right and the bevel set. Yeah, this was, as you can probably tell, this was a mint razor which has just been very, very lightly abused. A little teeny nick, no problems. I've got the original box for it. I'm very happy. It's just, yeah, that's bevel set. I have checked it under my little handy microscope, which of course I love because it's light and plastic and cheap. You can handle it so easily. I wouldn't recommend anything else, but if you know how to handle your optics, you're halfway there. Yeah, that's checked. That's fine. Okay, so next stage now is to take away the coarse stone. We don't need that any longer. And instead, I'm going to bevel set the other little razor. I'm going to bevel set that on 3K because I want to. 2 seconds and I'll be with you. These stones were flatted this morning. I've just been lazy. I went out for a coffee with my barber friend. I've now got a spare key to his shop, so you might see me doing some shaving in there. Anyway, that's the 3K Nanoir Professional, my favourite stone. You can get away with a lot with a 3K stone. You don't necessarily need to go to a 1K. Anyway, let's now just try this little beauty. And this has got, of course, the other form of, this is the Captain tape, because I'm only going 3K just for a couple of strokes, so it shouldn't wear through the tape. Don't put Captain tape on 1K, it just goes through like that. Anyway, this has got the usual indelible marker on the edge. Let's see how it looks. Just give another spray. I'm certain it'll be fine. I'm using my resting block because I want to put very even pressure when I'm testing out an edge. Well, well, well. No, we've got a little bit of deficit on the left hand side of the blade. So let's put a little bit more effort. That's why I don't like shoulder blades. They've got rather an annoying way of catching on the stone. No, that's all right now. So I think we can go ahead now and call that perfectly fine for setting the bevel. Because this had a rough edge, but no chips. And if it was just rough by the fact that somebody used, I think, just an inferior rough stone. I checked under the microscope and it was okay, it was just rough. Nail check. Oh, yeah. Ah, no. More on the nose. It's got to grip the nail absolutely rigidly all the way along, otherwise you haven't set the bevel. So let's just make sure. Beginning to get a nice little bit of swarf coloration just here on my slurry. Just a little bit, not a lot. I don't want to lose too much metal. This has had not much of a life. It's in very good condition. It's been probably poorly honed a couple of times, that's all. Well, nope. Well. Perhaps I should have gone to 1K. I hope that this circular movement, which is very good for removing lots and lots of metal, it's also very good for removing cheap, nasty tape. It's starting. Yep. In fact, I was trying to protect the almost mint spine of this razor from any wear. I might actually take the tape off in a minute. It's such thin tape, it's not going to make a lot of difference to the bevel set and for the stones afterwards. But I won't do the same on the Gotta, because the Gotta very nearly mint. Anyway, nope, this is what happens when you take a razor that's been badly honed by somebody. It hasn't got an even bevel, but it will have in 2 seconds time, don't worry. And then we can quickly reduce this through the synthetic stone progression very quickly. I'm not going to bore you into tears. Yeah, that's the tape falling apart. Captain tape, I'm not going to be using it. I'm just not going to be using it. If it can't even take a few stripes on a 3K stone, it's not a lot of use. However, it could be used to back up the thickness first and then add black tape, though why you'd want to do that I've no idea. Let's just progress a little bit more without the tape now to get the bevel set. It is now tapeless, but as this one has had a little bit of undesirable treatment from a previous owner, I think the tape was probably cosmetically not really very necessary. Now let's see. Yeah, that's set. So there you go, bevel set. Let's remove the offending black line. Those Sharpies are so useful. It checks the geometry of the razor, and obviously you can then safely go ahead. Yeah, that's absolutely lovely. I hope both these razors will be prized not just by me, but the whole point of being into straight razor shaving and straight razors, these will last for hundreds of years. Whereas your little disposable pieces of rubbish, you throw them away, useless. These, you have the joy of setting the bevel yourself, getting just the edge that you like. Can't do that with a man-made, machine-made edge. And it is a great, simple thing to do. It's not rocket science. Anyway, that's now ready to go down through the stones. We don't need, oh yeah, I do need, I've got to reduce the 1K to 3K. This won't take a second. And then can progress onto what I wanted to do, which is a nice natural edge. But I think it's a little bit harsh to expect a natural edge to go straight away from something as coarse as 1K or even 3K. So let's get rid of this. I'm certain now that that is a 3K edge. Nice lot of swarf to prove it. We'll go very, very quickly now, chaps. I don't want to waste your time. Straight away onto 5K. So we'll do both. You can see I've already got a slurry. I'm not going to kill the edge. I don't really think it's necessary when you've got such a nice refined piece of steel. But anyway, let's, I mean you can. Yeah, that's beginning to show swarf already. This is a 5K Shapton, and it's a very nice stone. It's a wine coloured stone. Doesn't show pencil lines very well. It does show the swarf, which is what we need. Let's check that again. Yeah, brilliant. If I have too many faults, which I know I do have, one of is I haven't got the greatest amount of patience with frigging around with, I don't know, joss sticks and mood music just to get my razors ready. So here we go. This is now the big Gotta, and this Gotta is at least the 6/8, and I have every expectation of this being nice, gentle, malleable Sheffield steel. The Swedish steel is harder. The TI steel is very hard. I do find the best steels are actually not that hard. And this, I can feel that this one has actually quite a nice modest feel to it. Anyway, that should be a 5K edge. Yeah, all the way along. Just for the sake of argument, you can easily kill the edge on the stone like that. Couple of strokes, and that gives it a dead edge. Yeah, you can now run this across your nail and it doesn't grab, so that's now a killed edge. So let's put it back where it should be on 5K. We'll drop down quickly to 8K, and then I'm going to go natural. The strange rattling noise that you hear is this has got a highly decorated spine. And I think that and rather a nasty shoulder to it. So you tend to find things knock. Can you hear that? I'm sure you can. But the strokes that I'm applying are correct. So I'm not worried about that. Right, nail test. Yeah, it's back. Got to test all the way along the nail to make sure it grabs, which it just did. So that's now set again. So that is now 5k. They're both 5k. Wash off the stone and we'll go to 8k, and then I'm going to go natural. So there we go. That's your 5k now drying, hopefully. Okay, 8k. Let's try reducing the scratch marks from both these razors and see what sort of scratch pattern we get. Almost straight away with this stone you can see this is the super white, and you can tell that straight away it's removing metal. I'm not putting very much pressure on, and already, yeah, it's cutting beautifully. I'm almost prepared to call that 8k. If you wonder why I don't spend a laborious amount of time on each grade of stone, it's simply because it's really only the apex that does the actual cutting. If there's a little bit of residual scratch marks on the bevel, you're not shaving with the bevel, you're shaving with the apex. Anyway, we all know that. Let's put this beautiful Gotta onto 8k. I'm not going to bore you to tears, but I just went downtown on my bike to retrieve the spare key to Hisham Baloui's barber shop. He's going to be away in Morocco for a month. I'm going to sneak into his shop purely to check that everything's okay. And of course, I'll try and do a shave down there or two, which might be amusing. Anyway, that should be... This is such a lovely stone. It's a very smooth 8k. You can hear there is grit there, but it's smooth grit. Anyway, like it or not. Oh, blimey, that's going to be a good edge. Right, let's put this... I don't know, I haven't got the highest hopes for this German razor, this Horstator. It has been used by other people before me. They have, I don't know, not butchered it, but the edge has got scratches. The bevel, noticeable scratches, but the actual final edge will of course be whatever we deem it to be. And right now I'm calling that okay. I'm going to say that that is a nice 8k edge. Feedback is good. Yeah, it's good feedback. The reason I'm using two hands is you get a much firmer feel for the pressure that you're applying. When you're using a small stone, or at least when I'm using a small stone, of course, one-handed. Hold it with one hand, hone with the other. That's fine. Right, that's it. And there you go. So that's all the synthetics done with. Yep, I'm very happy with those. Put this to dry, and now, at long last, let's put the German Horstator onto a German stone. So let's try this Thuringian. Now, the gentleman I bought this from off eBay, I've bought from before, and I'm sure he's as honest as the day is long. So I do believe this to be, especially as I've looked at it and I felt the slurry, this is a Thuringian. But there's so many stones out there being a slate, very near to being the same. So here we go. This is now this little Horstator, this little 5/8. We'll put this and give it a nice natural edge. And then later I'll shave with it. I'll check under the mic what it looks like in 2 seconds. Very nice feel. But I can't call it anything other than a nice grey Thuringian. There are green ones. I'd love some more. I haven't got the depth of knowledge I should have, really. But that's a nice feeling little stone. You don't need a great big stone for a small razor. As long as you're happy with the bevel set and you've progressed, modestly progressed through the synthetics. What is the biggest surprise to me, you might have seen one of my videos. If you have, I'm sorry because a lot of them aren't very good, is when you use a cuticle. I can actually go bevel set on a cuticle down to final finish on one stone. I might do that another day. Today we're using a Thuringian, nice grey Thuringian, and I'm going to soon check the look of the edge, and then we're going to go onto the jnat. I'll have 2 razors, one with a jnat edge and one with a Thuringian German edge, and I think that's probably enough. So I'll wash off the slurry. I did actually check it for flatness. Naughty me. Not that I doubt this gentleman, but I did check it by penciling it and putting it on a diamond plate just to make sure there was no strange irregularities, which there aren't. It was of course perfectly okay. So this is now just water. Let's see if I can detect anything interesting. Nope. Other than, as I've stated before, I do not like razors of any size with dirty great big guards on them. They get in the way. But that's good, that's fine. So let's call that done. So that's your little Thuringian. I'm going to check it now. Sorry if I'm being longer than usual, but I thought this is quite exciting for a Monday morning. I don't expect everybody to share my enthusiasm. Let's see what it looks like. I'm hoping to see a nice sand blasted edge. Yeah, as predicted, that's beautiful. Beautiful sand blasted edge. The mark of a natural stone. So we'll put this one down, and now we're going to try this bloody great thing. This is of course the jnat, which I haven't used in months and months. Mostly because I've only got a couple of slurry stones. I'm not going to fork out hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds for all the different types of Nakayama this and Nagura that, and I don't find that a great thing to enthuse about. Anyway, let's try. Now I'd say this feels finer. Yeah, I'd say that feels finer than the Thuringian. Yeah, this is definitely a finer feeling stone. Mind you, in saying that, we've also got to factor in the steel. And this is Sheffield steel. Both the razors we're working on today are roughly the same period. I'd say they were post-war, probably 1950s. So in theory, without checking them for radioactivity, in theory they're quite similar. But the temper, of course, is up to the company that made them. And I'd say this Gotta, it just feels so nice. Oh my goodness me, that's such a lovely feel to it. So maybe I'll become a jnat convert. Who knows? It's unlikely, but you never know. Yeah, that feels absolutely superb. Yeah, as one of my favourite people from America says, the feel is very, very important. And that does feel very, very nice. Maybe I should be a convertee. Maybe I should bite the bullet and do more with jnats. But the proof of the pudding isn't how it feels. Proof of the pudding is how it shaves. I'm going to call that done. I'm going to wash off the slurry. That was a natural slurry derived by a diamond plate, which is being used at the moment to support my phone. That does look, I don't know if you guys can see it, well, that does look quite a nice, very even stone. So there we are, water only. Yep. Quick check under the mic. We'll call that a day. Otherwise I'm going to bore you into a catatonic trance. Let's have a look. Lights on. Action. Yeah. Again, that lovely speckly finish. The only thing I would say is I can still see underlying striations of scratches. So I'd say that was quite a fine stone. I'm not going to go crazy and go lap after lap with this. I'm going to try this. A couple more laps. I'm going to try this as it is. So I'm not going to give it any other treatment other than a few more laps just with water and call that a day. So there you go, that's it. Half an hour and you can completely reset 2 razors and have them all ready for stropping. So let's have a quick look at what we got today. We have this lovely little Horstator. It's a 5/8. It has Solingen Vertebite. So it's Solingen Worker. So it's Solingen quality. So it's Solingen Worker bite. And that's the Horstator. And here we have the unbelievably beautiful Gotta. I've got to say, if anybody is thinking about getting into straight razor shaving, just the beauty of the tools alone makes it worth it. Tape off. How about that? Isn't that beautiful? You've got the Gotta stamp. Oh, also, you see it's got the Gotta on the scales. Well, it ain't supposed to. That came off another razor, which was improperly marked. It was a Thomas Turner, and it had Gotta on the side. Can't have that. So I took the Gotta off, and I've now put it where it belongs on a Gotta razor. And this is an absolute belter. So I shall leave you in peace. I'll probably go upstairs to my bathroom where my hanging hot strops are. I'll give them a good sound thrashing. I'll do the hanging hair test. Another reason for going down to my friend in the town. I've got a selection of people's hair there, you see. I scalp people and use their hair for hanging hair tests. Anyway, that's it, guys. Thank you so much for putting up with me. I'm just trying to spread the word. This is Martin's shave tests. All I know about is steel. That's what I do. Anyway, guys, see you all soon. Oh my goodness me, nearly 30 minutes. This is the longest I think I've ever done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. See you all soon. Bye for now.